What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Link, and Digibyte. Those are the five we're going to be getting into today. Really wanted to drill down because Bitcoin now is up at that $12,000 range that we've been looking for. My target now is that $12,314. That's what we're going to need to turn into support. But it's nice to see that we're getting this continuation up through here. We've continued to hold the 11,565 that I wanted to hold, and now it's time to break up through that 12,314, turn that into support. If that takes place, guys, we're going to be rolling up to 14,000 very quickly, in my opinion. That's just my opinion because we have a pretty big open gap here. I know there's a little bit of resistance right here with some wicks, but I do feel like that could open us up into the $14,000 range if we continue to get that volume. But I like the fact we were talking about these wicks here, how we were trying to defend this 15 moving average, and we did, and now we're getting that next push to the upside here. One thing we've been paying a lot of attention to is that stock RSI. You can see we had a beautiful cross here correlating with the wicks off the 15 moving average, and we have plenty of room to run still here. So in my opinion, I do believe that this trend is going to continue, just like this here, how we had consolidation, our symmetrical triangle. We broke out to the upside. We've been consolidating sideways, and I believe that we're going to continue this move to the upside here if we can continue to keep this volume in. That's going to be the main thing, is continuously keeping the volume in. Now, if we start to fall to the downside, my target's still going to be at 11,565 that I want to hold. If that does not hold, it's going to be back down around that $10,500. That was previous resistance that we have turned into support. So we're really going to keep an eye on that here. If we get into the trading view and we take a look at the technicals for Bitcoin, we're looking at a 2 sell, 9 neutral, 17 buy oscillators, 2 sell, 8 neutral, 1 buy. The sells are coming from our momentum, and the MACD is what we're looking at right now. But in my opinion, we should continue this continuation to the upside here and try to get over top of 12,314. That's what I'm really going to be looking at here, guys. So if you like me covering Bitcoin, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Trying for 300 likes on this video. You guys have been awesome for me, just really helping the channel grow. And we passed 15,000 subscribers, guys, and that's all you. I haven't bought one subscriber like a lot of people do, where they'll buy subscribers and views and all that stuff. This has just been all organic growth, and I'm just so appreciative to hit that 15,000 mark, and I hope you guys get something from these updates. I really want to put stuff out there for you. Like I said, I don't want a lot of fluff in my stuff here. We're just basically going to go as hard as we can, looking at the technicals, looking at the price action and those oscillators, and determining a game plan from there. That's what we're all about here. So we're going to get into Ethereum next. ETH is at $431 right now, doing great. We broke through our $417. You can see how we have back tested this now. We've had a few wicks back onto that area, because once you break through that resistance, you want to turn it into support. So we have back tested that $417. I want you to be aware we've had a bit of a little tweezer top right up in this area, and on the 1 day time frame here, we're starting to get a stock cross to the downside. So I still wouldn't be that shocked if we did come back around that $400 and back tested that, or we could just move sideways here before we potentially make that next move to the upside. You have to remember, this has been an extremely aggressive move here, and we really haven't calmed down much. So we do need to be aware of that. The next overhead resistance area that I'd be targeting is about $486. Is going to be the area that I'm going to look at overhead resistance, like we've talked about, that $400 in terms of support. If we take a look at our RSI, we're sitting at 72 right now, and we are putting in lower highs. So I do want you to be aware of that we may need some cooling down period, maybe even to that 15 moving average, or even back to that 30, which would put us back around $363 if we are to cool down. We still have enough room to run, guys. Typically when we're pushing up hard, our RSI will get up to about 90. Right now it's 72. If we want to have another leg up after consolidation, we definitely can do that. These moves in the crypto space are extremely explosive, just like you can see over here. We went from about $362 all the way up to that $841, and that happened in less than a month. So that's how aggressive these moves can be, and sometimes you do just get these little consolidations sideways before you get that next pop. But overall, 332 ultimate support we want to hold, then it'd be up around that $400. Then it's going to be that 417 is what we're going to be looking at there. In terms of trading view, the technicals, 6 sell, 5 neutral, and a 17 buy. Their oscillators, 4 sell, 4 neutral, and a 3 buy. Moving average is looking strong. So I want you to pay attention to that. That's going to be Ethereum. The next one we're going to be moving into is Litecoin, and that is a position I've been playing. My cost average on that's about 54.65, I believe it is. So I'm just letting this ride at this point. For me, you can see this is where I entered, guys, off this 30 moving average. I talked about this a lot. When I saw these longer wicks, that's when I started to ladder in, right in this area. So I've been riding this move here, and we have previously got over top of our last candle close, our previous high of around 61, 68. So we want to get up above that today, even up above this 63.75, turn that into support, and then we could really have a nice shot, a nice window up to about $80. You have to remember, Litecoin's an oscillator coin. When Bitcoin runs, Litecoin's typically going to run harder, a greater percentage gain. When Bitcoin loses momentum, Litecoin will lose momentum even faster, and you'll have those bigger losses. So it's one that I really like to play when Bitcoin gets moving, and the fact we're up over 12,000 now is a nice thing. But we need to push up, find more volume to get up and through that 64.04 is what we're going to be looking at. RSI's at 68 right now. Last time on our push, we got up to 82. So we do have plenty of room here if we are going to go up to around that $80 range. We're just going to have to see if we can get there. But you can see how we've broken out of this basically ascending triangle. We had these higher lows, flat top. We've broken up. We basically back tested it. Now we're trying to get that next move. So this is a position I'm just going to continue to let ride right now. I have a break even stop on it, and I'm just going to let this continue to pump if we are to continue to move that direction. So that's going to be Litecoin, guys. Right now, the technical analysis for Litecoin is going to be a 3 sell, 7 neutral, and an 18 buy is what we're looking at there. So that's going to be Litecoin. You like me covering it, guys? Don't forget to smash that like button. Let me know down low. Then we're going to get into Link next. And XRP also, too. I hope to get into that tomorrow. We're at 31 cents, so that's doing pretty well. OMG's had a beautiful move. We're up to $2.80. That's another position that I'm in. And then we will get into Link here, just as I'm going down through. These are all the ones that I'm paying a lot of attention to. So Link's at 18.92. It's nice to see us cooling down a little bit. One thing I want to point out, guys, it's been a vertical move here, and now you're starting to get these wicks up top, almost like these tri-top tweezer tops up in this area. You can see we pushed up to around, we'll call it $20, $19.82. Then we got to that $20, and then we saw some rejection. And then today we tried to push up again. We got to $19.73, and we're seeing some rejection. In my opinion, it'd be healthy for Link to cool down a little bit. Our RSI is still at 84. We've really been cruising high up there. I'd like to see us pull back. Not saying it has to happen, but I could see us pulling back to the $14 range, back to that 15 moving average. A lot of times you can see here when we get away from it and we have that big gap, we actually pull back onto the 30. So the 15 is going to be at $14.01, and then the 30 is going to be around $11.64, and I definitely could see us going back to those areas if we get a decent retracement. If not, it could just be a couple days sideways before we even get that next move, but I feel like we need to calm some things down right now. That's going to be very important for us, and just pay attention to these wicks. A lot of times when you get the wicks, you'll get that cooling down period, okay, which I do believe we need. We need another one of these nice retracements so we can get another huge pop to the upside. Things just need to cool down a little bit. We're at $18.89 right now. If we take a look at the technicals, dig into this, we have a 5 sell, 6 neutral, 17 buy. You can see the oscillators now turning just a little bit more sell. Our relative strength is in that sell category. Commodities at the sell, momentum's at the sell, and the Williams percentage range is at the sell. So a 4 sell, 5 neutral, and a 2 buy is what we're going to be looking at there. But it's so nice to just see that uptrend, seeing those moving averages move up with these explosive moves. So everybody in Link here, guys, congratulations. And last time when I sold out, it was at these tweezer tops. Then we had this decent retracement. So maybe that could happen again where we actually get a nice cooling off period, which I think would be healthy for Link if we want to continue to see it go to higher prices. So last time we cooled down about 27% from the high. If we were to go 27% again down, that would roughly take us right into that 15 moving average, guys. I would peg about $14. I would start layering back into positions at $14 if it did get down to that range, and then if it dropped lower, heavier, then even down to those ranges. That's what I like to look at. So that's going to be Link. If you're here for that, guys, let me know down low so I can keep covering that. Then we're going to move into Digibyte here. And I always like saving Digibyte for last, guys. You guys are awesome. The Litecoin community and the Digibyte community, they're my two favorites. You guys are just always leaving thumbs up and comments and likes, and you really are proud of, you know, the projects that you're in and everything. So I do enjoy working with the Digibyte people here. So for Digibyte, starting the same deal, a little bit of a tweezer top here. So I want us to pay attention to that. And then today, if that candle closed how it is, we still have to wait for the daily close. That would be a bearish engulfing candle. And our RSI right now is at 66. So I wouldn't be shocked if we came back to this 15 moving average around that 3-cent range and cooled down a little bit more before we started to pump. But the area we'd need to get over is going to be that 0.03801. But you can see how these symmetrical triangles and chart patterns really work, guys. This is why you need to pay attention to this stuff. I mean, we broke out, back tested just like textbook, and then continued to run hard to the upside. We're up above our 15, our 30, our 60. Things are looking really good here. And this is where, in my opinion, if you're in a Digibyte position, you just want to continue to let it ride. We're in a nice uptrend. Trading this market's very difficult because it's so thin. It's not like Bitcoin or Ethereum that has tons of volume into it. So you got to be really careful in this. You can't really set stop losses because the wicks can be so aggressive. We've talked about 50% wicks to the upside and the downside. So just be very careful. But I would just continue to let this roll right now, see if we can get a deeper retracement, and then potentially get that next move to the upside. So that's what I want to bring for you guys today. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends. Maranatha.